Have you ever found yourself in that quiet space of an afternoon, the sun casting long shadows through the window, a comfortable chair beckoning, and a gentle wave of drowsiness washing over you? For many, especially as we journey into our 60s, 70s, and 80s, this moment can be filled with a quiet conflict. Is this a simple, well-deserved pleasure, a moment to recharge? Or is it, as some whispers might suggest, a sign of slowing down, a guilty indulgence that could be silently affecting our health? The truth, as a growing number of cardiologists and sleep specialists are now emphasizing, is far more nuanced and, thankfully, far more empowering. Daytime rest isn't inherently a villain or a savior. Its true power lies in the wisdom with which we approach it. The very act of napping has become a misunderstood art in our fast-paced world. Yet for the aging body, particularly the heart, understanding how to rest effectively can be as crucial as understanding nutrition or exercise. This is not about succumbing to fatigue. This is about mastering the rhythm of your own body, about transforming a simple nap from a potential health risk into one of the most potent tools for maintaining cardiovascular resilience, mental clarity, and overall vitality. In the journey we are about to embark on together, we will explore 6 golden habits for daytime sleep. These are not rigid rules, but profound principles designed to help you protect your heart, stabilize your energy, and embrace the aging process with strength and grace. These habits are deceptively simple, yet their cumulative impact can ripple through every aspect of your well-being, influencing everything from your heart's rhythm and your nighttime sleep quality to the very sense of refreshment you feel upon waking. I urge you to stay with me until the very end, because what you are about to discover is more than just advice. It's a new perspective. You will learn to see your afternoon rest not as something to be feared or avoided, but as a deliberate, skillful practice that keeps your body resilient and your mind sharp. This understanding could very well redefine every afternoon for the rest of your life, turning moments of quiet rest into powerful acts of self-preservation. Let us begin with the first and perhaps most foundational principle, the art of brevity. One of the most critical habits you can cultivate for healthy daytime sleep is to keep your naps short and refreshing. The ideal window, according to a consensus of sleep experts, is somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. Why this specific time frame? The answer lies in the architecture of our sleep. When we first drift off, we enter the lighter stages of sleep, a period of gentle relaxation, where our heart rate slows, our breathing deepens, and our mind begins to clear its slate. This state is profoundly restorative without committing the body to a full sleep cycle. A nap kept within this 20 to 30-minute window allows you to reap these benefits: a boost in alertness, an improvement in mood, a reduction in stress, and then emerge from it easily, feeling revitalized rather than wrecked. The danger of longer naps is that they can push your body over a cliff into the deeper stages of sleep, known as slow-wave sleep and REM sleep. While essential for overnight restoration, waking up from these deep states mid-cycle is like being pulled from a submerged world back to the surface too quickly. The result is a phenomenon known as sleep inertia, that familiar, debilitating grogginess, disorientation, and sluggishness that can last for an hour or more. Instead of feeling energized, you find yourself in a fog, potentially more tired than before you laid down. Even more concerning, this abrupt awakening from deep sleep can be a genuine shock to the cardiovascular system, sometimes causing a brief spike in heart rate and blood pressure as your body struggles to reorient itself. This is precisely what heart surgeons warn about when they discuss the importance of gentle transitions for the aging heart. By mastering the short nap, you are essentially giving your heart a gentle break, not a jarring roller coaster ride. Imagine Robert, a 72-year-old retired engineer from Austin, Texas. Robert prided himself on a life of precision and order, yet his afternoons had become chaotic. He would succumb to long, sprawling naps, often lasting over an hour, only to wake up feeling muddled and out of sorts. The rest of his afternoon would be a write-off, and by night he'd find himself tossing and turning, his mind racing, his body unable to settle. He began to worry that his naps, which he thought were a comfort, were actually damaging his health. After a conversation with his doctor, he decided to try a new approach. He started setting a timer on his phone for exactly 25 minutes. The first few days felt strange, waking up when his body craved more. But soon a remarkable shift occurred. He began waking up feeling clear, light, and genuinely refreshed. His afternoons became productive and enjoyable, and his nighttime sleep deepened. He no longer felt that unsettling flutter in his chest after waking. This small, disciplined adjustment gave him a rhythm that worked in harmony with his body, not against it. There is a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are resting in a way that supports your long-term health. By choosing to keep your naps brief, you are not denying yourself comfort. You are honoring your body's intricate design. It is a habit that signals wisdom, discipline, and a profound care for your future well-being. If you've ever felt that post-nap fog we just talked about, share your experience in the comments below. Let's see how many of us have been there. Knowing you're not alone can be a powerful first step toward making a change. Flowing naturally from the length of your nap is the second golden habit, choosing the right time. The timing of your rest is just as critical as its duration, and for older adults, this principle becomes even more paramount. A nap can be a powerful ally or a formidable foe to your nighttime sleep, and the difference often comes down to the clock. Napping too late in the afternoon, say after 4 p.m., can significantly interfere with your body's natural circadian rhythm. Think of this rhythm as your internal 24-hour clock, a master conductor that orchestrates countless bodily functions, most importantly, your sleep-wake cycle. This internal clock works by building up something called sleep pressure throughout the day. The longer you are awake, the more this pressure accumulates, signaling to your body that it's time for restorative sleep at night. A late afternoon nap acts like a release valve on that pressure, dissipating the very signal your body needs to fall asleep and stay asleep later. When your sleep pattern is consistently disrupted in this way, it can create a cascade of negative effects. Heart specialists often explain that this chronic disruption places unnecessary strain on the cardiovascular system. The restorative processes that happen during deep nighttime sleep, such as the lowering of blood pressure, the regulation of stress hormones like cortisol, and cellular repair, are compromised. This creates a vicious cycle. Poor night sleep leads to more daytime fatigue, which tempts you into another late nap, further sabotaging the next night's rest. So when is the golden hour for a nap? The consensus points to the early to mid-afternoon, typically between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. This window often coincides with a natural, biologically programmed dip in our alertness, sometimes called the post-lunch dip. Napping during this period is like swimming with the current. You are responding to your body's genuine call for a brief respite at a time when it is most receptive. This timing allows you to recharge your batteries for the rest of the afternoon without stealing from the sleep bank you'll need to draw from at night. By respecting this rhythm, you give your heart and mind a break when they need it most, while preserving the deep, consolidated rest that is so vital for long-term health. Let's consider Susan, a 68-year-old grandmother from sunny Florida who adores tending to her garden. She noticed a troubling pattern. If she took a nap around 4:30 in the afternoon after a long day in the sun, she would find herself wide awake at midnight, staring at the ceiling, her mind churning with anxieties about her health. The frustration was immense. On the advice of a friend, she shifted her rest time. She began taking a short 20-minute nap around 1:30 p.m., right after her light lunch. The change was transformative. Not only did she fall asleep more easily at night, but she also felt a marked decrease in her overall anxiety. At her next checkup, her doctor even commented on a slight improvement in her blood pressure readings, attributing it to more consistent sleep. When you honor the natural ebb and flow of your body's energy, you are engaging in a beautiful dance with your own biology. If you're finding this exploration of our body's internal clock valuable, let me know by commenting with the number 2 below. And if you haven't already, this is a great time to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on more insights like these. Your support is what allows us to keep creating content that informs and inspires. Now that we understand the when and how long, we must turn our attention to the where. The third golden habit is to create a sanctuary for your rest. The environment in which you nap can profoundly influence its quality, making the difference between a light, refreshing pause and a fitful, unhelpful sleep. Many people, particularly busy seniors, underestimate the power of their surroundings. We might doze off in an armchair with the television blaring, or lie down in a bright, sunlit room, thinking that any rest is good rest. However, our nervous system is far more sensitive than we realize. A quiet, dimly lit, and comfortable space sends a clear signal to your body and brain that it is safe to let go, to release tension, and to enter a state of true relaxation. Conversely, an environment filled with noise, bright light, and distractions keeps the nervous system in a state of low-grade alert, forever on guard. Heart surgeons often emphasize this point because fragmented, unsettled naps can actually elevate stress hormones rather than lower them. When your brain is constantly processing background noise or light filtering through your eyelids, your rest is shallow. Your body never fully enters a restorative state, and this can put subtle yet persistent strain on your cardiovascular system. Creating a proper nap environment isn't about being fussy or demanding. It's about making a conscious choice to give your body the conditions it needs to heal and recharge. Think of your nap space as a sanctuary, a place dedicated to calm. This doesn't require a complete home renovation. It can be achieved through small, intentional actions. Drawing the curtains or using an eye mask can block out stimulating light, which helps your brain produce melatonin, the sleep-inducing hormone. Turning off the television and silencing your phone can remove auditory distractions. Ensuring the room is at a comfortable, slightly cool temperature can help your body relax more deeply. Even the surface you rest on matters. A supportive pillow that cradles your neck or reclining in a comfortable chair can prevent the aches and stiffness that might otherwise make you wake up feeling worse for wear. Consider the story of Thomas, a 75-year-old history buff from Boston. For years, his napping spot was his old leather armchair in the living room, directly in front of the television, where the 24-hour news cycle droned on. He would often wake up with a start, his heart racing slightly, feeling groggy and irritable. He couldn't understand why his naps left him feeling so depleted. At his daughter's suggestion, he transformed a quiet corner of his study into a rest zone. He bought a comfortable recliner, installed blackout shades, and started playing soft classical music instead of watching the news. His 20-minute naps in that new space became a completely different experience. He would sink into a state of peaceful rest and wake up feeling centered, calm, and ready for the rest of his day. When you deliberately curate your environment, you are sending a powerful message to yourself. Your rest is valuable and worth protecting. Over time, your heart, your mood, and your clarity of mind will thank you for treating your rest as the precious, intentional act it is. What is one small change you could make to your own rest environment today? Share your idea in the comments. It might be the very thing someone else needs to hear to improve their own sanctuary. Just as the external environment matters, so does our internal one. This brings us to the fourth golden habit: supporting your naps with light meals and steady hydration. What you consume in the hour or two leading up to a nap can dramatically shape how restorative that rest will be. It's a common scenario. You enjoy a large, heavy lunch, and then the overwhelming desire for a nap sets in. While it feels like a natural sequence, a heavy meal, especially one rich in fats, refined carbohydrates, or sugar, forces your body into a state of intense digestive labor. Instead of being able to fully relax, your digestive system is working overtime, demanding increased blood flow and energy. This internal activity can lead to physical discomfort, like heartburn, indigestion, or a feeling of heaviness that makes true rest elusive. In some cases, it can even cause palpitations or a fluttery feeling in the chest as your cardiovascular system works to manage the digestive load, making sleep feel shallow and uneasy. On the other hand, approaching your nap after a light, balanced meal and with proper hydration prepares your body for a peaceful descent into rest. A light lunch consisting of lean protein, plenty of vegetables, and a modest portion of whole grains provides sustained energy without overburdening your system. Following it with a glass of water ensures your body is hydrated, which is crucial for healthy circulation and cellular function. Heart surgeons often note that when the digestive process is calm, the cardiovascular system is less strained, making daytime rest both safer and more effective. This combination minimizes the chances of post-nap grogginess and makes it far easier to wake up feeling clear-headed and genuinely energized. Think of Margaret, a 66-year-old retiree from San Diego who loved to cook and enjoyed her elaborate midday meals. Her routine was to eat a big lunch and then settle into her recliner for a long nap. More often than not, she'd wake up feeling bloated, her chest uncomfortably tight, and her energy for the rest of the day completely zapped. Concerned, she started experimenting. She switched her large lunch to a smaller, lighter one, perhaps a grilled chicken salad or a bowl of lentil soup, and saved her larger meal for the evening. She also made a point to sip water throughout the morning. The difference in her naps was immediate. They became shorter, more comfortable, and infinitely more refreshing. Her afternoons felt smoother, her mind clearer, and her nights were far less restless. This habit isn't about deprivation. It's about making small, thoughtful choices that transform a nap into a genuine act of restoration. By giving your body the right fuel and hydration, you are setting the stage for rest that heals rather than hinder. Have you ever noticed a direct link between what you eat for lunch and how you feel in the afternoon? If this resonates with you, just type yes in the comments. It's incredibly helpful to see how many people share this experience. And if you're finding this practical advice useful, please take a moment to hit the like button. It tells us we're on the right track. Our journey continues with a habit that requires not action, but awareness. The fifth golden habit is to learn to listen to your body's signals before deciding to nap. In our culture, we often treat tiredness as a monolithic feeling, but our bodies speak in a more subtle language. Not every dip in energy is a genuine call for sleep. Sometimes we reach for a nap out of habit, boredom, or even as an unconscious way to escape feelings of loneliness or sadness. Heart experts caution that these unnecessary naps, born from routine rather than need, can be just as disruptive as poorly timed ones. They can fragment your sleep-wake cycle, leaving you more fatigued in the long run and putting added strain on a heart that is struggling to find a consistent, natural rhythm. The key is to become a discerning listener to your own body. Learn to differentiate between genuine physiological tiredness and other states that masquerade as sleepiness. When your body truly needs the restorative power of a nap, the signs are usually unmistakable. Heavy eyelids that you can barely keep open, repeated yawning, a noticeable difficulty in focusing on a task, or a feeling of physical weariness in your muscles. These are clear communications from your body that it needs a biological reset. In contrast, if you're feeling sluggish simply because you've been sitting in one position for too long, a nap might not be the answer. In that case, the true need is for movement. A short walk around the block, a few gentle stretches, or even just standing up and walking to another room could do far more to boost your energy and circulation than lying down. Similarly, if the feeling is one of vague listlessness or boredom, the need might be for engagement. Calling a friend, working on a puzzle, or listening to uplifting music. Responding appropriately to these diverse signals is a profound act of self-care. It not only improves the quality of the naps you do take, but also maintains the integrity of your overall sleep pattern, which is absolutely vital for long-term heart health. Take the example of Helen, a 71-year-old widow living in a quiet suburb in Ohio. She had fallen into the habit of napping every single afternoon, right around 2 p.m., whether she felt tired or not. It was a way to fill the quiet, empty hours that once bustled with the presence of her late husband. She began to realize, however, that on many days she woke up from these naps feeling no better and sometimes even a little more melancholic. She started a new practice. When 2 p.m. rolled around, she would pause and ask herself, "Am I genuinely sleepy, or do I just need a change of pace?" She discovered that some days the answer was a resounding yes to sleep, but on other days she recognized the feeling as loneliness. On those days, she would instead call her sister or take a short stroll to the neighborhood park to watch the children play. This simple shift gave her more control, led to fewer restless nights, and brought a more consistent and authentic energy to her days. Trusting your body and responding with wisdom is a hallmark of maturity. By honoring the specific signals your body sends, you turn naps into a purposeful practice rather than an automatic reflex. This is a deep and personal topic. What does your body's afternoon signal usually feel like to you? Is it true sleepiness or something else? I invite you to share your reflections in the comments. There is great power in this kind of shared introspection. Finally, we arrive at the 6th golden habit, a crucial step that is often overlooked but can make all the difference. This habit is about what you do immediately after you wake up, balancing your nap with gentle movement. The transition from a state of rest back into wakeful activity is a delicate one. Lying down for a period and then remaining still for too long afterward can leave the body feeling sluggish as circulation has slowed. The heart has to work a bit harder to get things moving again. On the other hand, rising gently and immediately pairing your rest with a few minutes of light activity helps your body transition smoothly and efficiently back into an active state. This beautiful balance between rest and movement is what solidifies a nap's benefits, making it truly restorative rather than draining. Heart specialists are strong proponents of this practice. They explain that gentle movement after a nap supports healthy blood flow, helps to stabilize blood pressure, and effectively prevents that heavy, leaden feeling that many people complain about. This doesn't need to be a full workout. We're talking about simple, mindful actions. Just a few minutes of stretching your arms overhead, rolling your shoulders back and down, or walking to the kitchen for a glass of water can be enough to signal to your body that it's time to re-engage. These small actions help your heart, muscles, and circulatory system work together in harmony, transforming your nap from a simple pause into a powerful launch pad for the rest of your day. Consider Frank, an 80-year-old former mailman from Pennsylvania. He loved his daily naps, but frequently woke up feeling stiff and groggy, a feeling he deeply disliked. His daughter, a yoga instructor, suggested he try a new post-nap ritual. As soon as his 25-minute timer went off, he would sit on the edge of his recliner for a moment, take a few deep breaths, and then stand up slowly. He would then take a short, gentle walk around his small garden, observing his tomato plants and feeling the sun on his face. The difference was immediate and profound. His energy returned more quickly, his joints felt looser, and he found he began to look forward to the gentle walk as much as the nap itself. His heart doctor wholeheartedly encouraged the practice, noting how the powerful combination of intentional rest and gentle activity was strengthening his overall resilience. When you thoughtfully pair a nap with movement, you create a holistic rhythm that supports both body and spirit. It is a way of honoring the gift of rest while ensuring it blends seamlessly and productively into the fabric of your day. This habit reinforces your independence, keeps your circulation steady, and helps you carry the calm and clarity of your nap into the hours that follow. If you have stayed with me through all 6 of these habits, you are demonstrating a wonderful commitment to your own health. Please let me know you've made it to the end by commenting with the number 6 below. And if this content has been meaningful to you, please consider subscribing and turning on all notifications. We have so much more to share on the journey of healthy, vibrant aging. As we bring our time together to a close, take a moment to reflect on the 6 golden habits we have explored. Keeping naps short, choosing the right time, creating a peaceful environment, supporting rest with healthy routines, listening to your body's true signals, and adding gentle movement afterward. Which one of these speaks to you most powerfully right now? Perhaps you see yourself already practicing some of these with great success, or maybe there is one new step you feel inspired and ready to try. Remember, these are not just rules on a list. They are pillars of a new philosophy of rest. They represent a shift from passive fatigue to active, intentional rejuvenation. Healthy daytime sleep, in the end, is not about giving in to fatigue or fearing that naps will harm you. It is about skillfully shaping your rest in a way that keeps your heart strong, your nights peaceful, and your days filled with more joy and purpose. When you consciously choose these habits, you are choosing confidence. You are choosing independence. You are choosing the profound peace of mind that comes from knowing you are caring for yourself with wisdom and foresight. Think of this not as a set of restrictions, but as a gift you can give yourself every single afternoon. A toolkit for living longer, healthier, and with greater ease. Growing older doesn't have to mean a surrender of energy or vitality. It means adapting with grace and using the knowledge you have to make each day stronger, clearer, and more vibrant than the last. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive today. We would be so honored to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and share the one insight you learned today that you plan to incorporate into your life. Your stories and thoughts are immensely important to us. Reading them gives us the motivation and encouragement to continue our work. If you found this video helpful and valuable, please show your support by giving it a like, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with a friend or family member who might benefit. Your support helps us reach and inspire more people every day. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.